Hey, hi, hello, happy October. Apologies for the last month. We'll talk about it in a second. But today I'm back with a coffee chat. We are going to be talking about things like specifically lots of stuff about seasonal products because that's what y'all wanted to talk about today. And we're gonna figure out something. So we'll chat in a minute, but I am filming this on September 30th. Let's do maybe this guy. He's cute. He's also a lie. It's not gonna be pumpkin flavored. And we just went through Hurricane Helene. Now, I am really thankful, really grateful. Yes, I'm missing a nail. We personally, like where I am, we're really far away from it, from the middle of the storm, which means that we are okay. We had lots of trees down around here, lots of people with like missing shingles, maybe some like minor property damage, but not anything close to like what happened to places where it got hit really hard. So we've been praying really hard for those people. We are feeling very fortunate in that we are not quite in that. We have had lots of trees down, lots of power lines snapped. Pretty much everyone's out of power. It's actually Monday. I am not at school because we don't have school, because so many of the schools don't have power and so many of the people don't have power. And so anyway, I was saying this. We're not having a pumpkin latte because although we personally are super, super lucky and did get our power back already, we're like the first ones of all our friends to get them back. So that's really nice. The everything in the fridge was gone. So we had to throw everything away. Everything at the store was non-perishable because they had to throw all their cold stuff away. So we've got these little tiny creamers that I take when we go camping. And that's what are these? Hazelnut. We got a hazelnut today. So let me make some coffee and then let's chat. Nyla says hi. Okay, we have some sort of coffee here in the pumpkin mug and let's chat. So first of all, hurricane. So if you're not familiar with hurricanes, the way they work is they are humongous. So the worst part is right around the eye of the storm, specifically to the east of the eye of the storm, which it went up through the Gulf of Florida, through Georgia. It actually went through my sister-in-law's town, which was like devastated. Her house is okay, but she had to drive 30 minutes just to get enough cell service to like tell us that she was alive. And so that happened, and she was able to send some pictures, and it's just like trees down everywhere and things destroyed and like craziness. Hurricanes are really destructive. But it went like up through Georgia on the western side, which doesn't normally get hurricanes. Like we're pretty used to them, but it's not really a big thing there. So it passed by the closest, it was like 2.5 hours. So it went through like the Augusta area, which is about 2.5 hours by car from me. But we still 2.5 hours away got gusts of wind that were 75 miles an hour. And it was like all night long, just the wind and the rain. Craziness. A bunch of shingles came off the houses around us, and so the shingles kept like hitting the sides of the house. It was insane. We had 11 tornado warnings. Like they saw tornadoes or saw them like on the radar. Some of them were water spouts, so they went over the water. But yeah, it was insane, and no one thought that it was gonna be like a thing here. Like some of the counties weren't even gonna cancel school, and like they did cancel school, which was good because it was way worse than anyone expected over here. But thankful that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. We went yesterday to the church and grilled up a whole bunch of burgers and served them to like everybody in the neighborhood because most people in town are still out of power. My parents don't have power. Actually, I've been texting people because we're supposed to have choir on Mondays, but no one, like so many people can't go, and so we're trying to cancel it, but our director I believe doesn't have power because he lives right next to my parents. Not next to, but like pretty close to my parents. And they don't have power, and he lost his cell phone like 2 weeks ago, so we like can't get in touch with him. So it's been crazy and chaos. So we are out of school Monday and Tuesday, and then they said they'd let us know Tuesday afternoon. But as of right now, they're planning to go back Wednesday, but it's just going to depend on the power. And then I assume they got to have like food delivered to the schools, right? Because everything in their fridges are going to be gone. I don't know if the generators, I don't know how long their generators last, but like we have to have something to feed the kids. So I don't know. It's above my pay grade. Hurricane happened. We've been out of school. Y'all, this has been a really, really, really chaotic year. We started the school year with a hurricane, well, a tropical storm technically. And then I was sick. Tali was sick. I was taking her to the bed all the time. Tali died. And then it's been like just a couple weeks, and now this happened. So it's been really, really chaotic. I think I've only worked like 2 full weeks this whole year so far. So, but here we are going into October, which is insane to me. I'm getting to be okay. I am. Thank you for your patience this past month as I posted nothing. I just did not have it in me to film anything, to approve any videos. I forced a couple videos out of myself, especially like a couple weeks after, but it's been really, really rough adjusting. But I'm getting to be to the point where I'm okay, and I'm crying a lot less. So here we are. Anyway, let's talk about something more interesting. I think I owe you book reviews. Where is my book journal? Please hold. Sometimes Nyla likes to act like a cat, and she just like does like the thing around your feet. Just yeah. Okay, so let's see. In August, I read a couple of books. One which you're sitting on called Slow Productivity. That one was really good. It was by Cal Newport. Really enjoyed that one. Ironically, I read his Deep Work and Slow Productivity, and then immediately had was like taking care of Tali, and then Tali dying, and like just I have really needed that slow productivity in the last couple months. So it was very, very timely there. So I read that one. That one was really good. Highly recommend. I read this one, which I am loving. It's by Daisy Goodwin. I love her, first of all. And then she wrote this book about Maria Callas, who's a really famous opera singer. So that was really exciting. I will say I felt like it went more over... I talked a lot more about her long-term affair with the millionaire than about opera. I personally would have preferred more talk about opera and less about that, but you know, probably other people are the other way around. So it was really interesting, and now I know a lot more about Maria Callas, which is fun, especially because there is a movie coming out soon about her. So I'm hoping that one will be more about opera and less about her affair, but we'll see. Like the Leonard Bernstein movie, Maestro, they came out last year. We watched because we were all excited because we were like, we love Leonard Bernstein. Woohoo, West Side Story, you know? And it was not very interesting because it was more like about life drama, and I was like, I don't care. Like, show me the opera. So that was not great. And then I also read the book Murder of Roger Ackroyd, which is one of the Hercule Poirot books. And y'all, if you have, sorry, trying not to move the desk. If you have not read the Hercule Poirot books, they are so good. And Murder of Roger Ackroyd, I never in a million years would have seen the ending coming. Never would have guessed who the murderer was. It was shocking. So highly recommend that one if you are not going to read anything else. This month I do have a nonfiction I've been reading, but I must not be into it because I've like barely even scratched the surface of it. So we might just nix that. I did read a book that I got for free on Amazon Kindle. It was on my Amazon list to buy, and then I saw it on Kindle for free, and I was like, great. So it's called Sisters of Fortune, and it's about the Titanic, and specifically following 3 sisters from a family who were on the Titanic. They really were on the Titanic, but most of the stuff is made up. It's historical fiction. So that one was pretty good. I would give it like a 3 out of 5. It wasn't like the most amazing thing I've ever read in my life, but it was really interesting, and I think probably the biggest thing was, you know, over half the book happens before the Titanic sinks. And so you're like, they keep, you know, talking about all of these things and their plans and things. And I'm like, but who's going to die? Are you going to live? I don't know. We're going to find out. So that one was pretty good. 3 out of 5. It's a nice time, especially if it's free. It makes it even better. If you don't have a Kindle, highly recommend you get a Kindle. Just saying. So read that. And then I'm almost finished with a book that's upstairs. It's called The Golden Hour. It's by Beatrix Williams, I think. I don't know. Something Williams. And the storyline for this one is really, really good. It's set in it's dual timeline set in like early 1900s and then during World War II. The storyline is so good, and I cannot wait to finish. I'll probably finish it tonight. But I do want to give the disclaimer that there's some not super appropriate scenes that I have had to skip through the pages of, but the storyline is so good that I want to know what's going to happen. So I've been continuing reading it. Normally I would just stop, but it was so far into the book by the time we got there that I was like, but I need to know what happens. So I've just been skipping pages. So that's my disclaimer. I probably won't read any more of her books because of that, but the story is really good. And if it doesn't bother you, then, go for it. I guess I didn't read very much in September. Did paint a lot. It was just a hard month, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. August was hard, September was hard, so I'm really hoping maybe October will be less hard. But we're starting the month with a hurricane, and there's 2 out there, so we'll see. As far as my business wise, I did terribly with videos, obviously. But I have gotten some products situated, and I have gotten some products posted, and I have some I need to post today. I even made some little Halloween products that were super, super fun. So those are going to get posted today. I'm excited. By the way, I got asked a lot of questions when I asked for coffee chat questions. So we're about to film a Q&A right after this. So I will not answer most of your questions, but I am going to answer 2 questions specifically about seasonal products because, that's what's on the mind. So one question was how do you get your store ready for the holidays? First of all, I would say look through your store and see what products you have that are holiday related as far as Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And then you can do other holidays as well. There's Veterans Day and there's Hanukkah and those kind of things. My Hanukkah stuff sells pretty well. But I would say probably the 3 main ones would be Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So look through those and see if you have anything that goes along with those. And if you don't, I would go ahead and make something especially for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. If you have some things that do go, look through them and make sure that everything is optimized. So your thumbnail looks good and you have previews and you have thumbnails and you have video previews and that kind of stuff. And if you don't, then that's what you want to look for. If you have content, you have a YouTube channel or you have a blog, I would look through those and I would make sure that you have content about your products that are seasonal. So that could be, about that product specifically. If you have some sort of math lesson that goes along with Christmas ornaments, have a blog post talking about that math lesson. Also have blog posts talking about, holiday themed math lessons and things like that so that you can have some content pieces going out surrounding those. Now, kind of going into the next one, another question I got was how early should you upload seasonal products? I don't think that's quite the right question because how early is as soon as you have them ready. It's not really a question of how early, it's more of a question of when is it too late? because the problem is when you upload them too late, not when they're too early. If you upload something early, it gives it time to get some traction. You may not make a ton of sales right off the bat, but you will make more sales later. So like last year I had a new rhythm game that's Halloween themed. I posted it like in September, pretty early in September, because I wanted to get a jump on things. I didn't sell very many of them in September. I didn't expect to sell them in September. But when we got to October, I already had them posted. I already had a video about it. I already had, you know, all these things. And so it was really easy for me to sell those, and they sold really well. So having them early is going to help the search engines figure out what your product is. It's going to help TPT figure out what your product is. It's going to let people who are shopping early look through things, and they may not buy it early, but they can put it on their wish list and things like that. The problem is when you post something too late. So I made a video about this for back to school time, because y'all, if you're posting back to school things in September, like, you have already missed the mark, because half the country has already gone back to school, and most of TPT's, you know, clientele is in the US. So I made that based off of, actually, the year before, I saw someone post, because I follow a lot of like y'all actually, and so I saw someone post like a back to school, like meet the teacher night something in September, and I was like, our meet the teacher night was over a month ago. Like, that is so far in the past for us, and I get that that's not it for everybody. So I made that video as like a, hey, just FYI, if you're posting back to school things, it needs to be posted before August, or at least at the beginning of August. First of all, people like had a conniption. They were like, well, I've posted things in September and I sent to my email list and it made sales. Listen, I'm not saying you can't make sales if you post it late. What I'm saying is that you want to post it as early as possible so that it has the most opportunity to make as many sales as possible. So the next big holiday coming up is Halloween. Halloween is at the end of October. If you have Halloween resources, they need to be posted like right now, ASAP. I told you I have a Halloween product. I'm posting it like today so it can get out. Now, this year I'm a little bit behind, and so I gave myself the cutoff of October 10th. I was like, if I am not done with these things by October 10th that I have on my list, I am not doing them, which is mostly because they're more pumpkin-y and less Halloween, so you can still use pumpkin-y things in November. So that was kind of my cutoff, but typically I would say have it ready and posted a month before the holiday is kind of what I say. Because if you think about it, you know, most people plan for school a week at a time, right? So if you have a holiday that happens during this week, you know, week 4 of the month, that means I'm planning for it week 3 of the month, which means I've probably already looked at some things, because as I'm lesson planning in week 2, I'm looking at other things. I'm like, oh, we could do that next week. So if you don't have it out by week 1 or 2 of the month, then people are not going to be able to see it. And even if you get it out, like for me, I would much rather have already posted this product a while ago, because as I'm posting it now, I don't really have time to like make a blog post about it, and it doesn't have quite as much time to get some traction and some juice and all of that kind of stuff. So the short answer is post your products as early as possible, but just make sure that you're posting them about a month before the actual holiday. That's not like a, you know, super strict line that you cannot cross, but again, we're trying to give the products like their best life. So what I do is if I have something I'm working on, I don't have it ready in time. Actually, this happened with my rhythm game that I posted last year. I had made it the year before, but I didn't get it done in time. And so I paused it. I like put it in a list. I have like a list that goes by month, like in this month I need to work on this. And then last year I was able to finish it because I had it, you know, in the correct month so that I had time to post it, and it went really well. And so if you can get things up earlier, it's gonna make it easier for you to actually get things posted and get things sold, get people's eyes on them. Because when you have something new, yeah, it shows up on like that follower page in the front, and it might send an email to people like the new from your favorite TPT authors, but it's not the same as if you can get it up pretty early. So if you have Halloween resources, especially, post them now. But ASAP, I would say if you don't get them up by the 10th, then forget it and do it next year. I'm looking up Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, y'all. Thanksgiving is the 29th this year. That is so late. For my non-America friends, Thanksgiving is always the last Thursday of the month. And that is really late. Which, by the way, just FYI, to be thinking about, means that the Cyber Monday sale will be all in December. Sometimes it's in November, sometimes it's like some one day in November, sometimes in December. It'll all be in December because Thanksgiving's really late. So Thanksgiving is the 29th this year. I would say same. Make sure you have any Thanksgiving resources up by the 1st of November. And then Christmas is even harder because we don't go to school for the whole month of December. My county is going the first 3 weeks, and so we get out the 20th. I don't know what other people are doing, but that seems probably pretty realistic. If you have a Christmas resource, I would say get it out before Thanksgiving. I would say get it out by the 22nd would be my guess. So that's kind of my plan. Actually, my plan is I have some evergreen products and some Halloween products to post today. And then I have one or two, we'll see how much I get done. One or two other fall Halloween-ish kind of things I would like to get posted before the 10th. If I don't make it by the 10th, I'm saving them for next year. After the 10th, on the 11th, from the 11th through the 31st, I am working solely on Christmas stuff. My Thanksgiving is pretty covered. I've got a good bit of that kind of stuff. So I'm really looking at Christmas and what I can add to that. And so those things for Christmas, I should have up before November or at the beginning of November. But I would like to do it before November because my master plan is to spend November working on my Bible lessons instead. So I'm trying to carve out 1 or 2 months a year where I work on that. So because I'm trying to beef that up, but I'm also trying not to completely take my focus off the thing that makes me the most amount of money. But I want my Bible class to make more money, and I want it to thrive, and I want it to grow. So I do have to do those things in order to make sure that happens. So I'm trying to be really strategic about how I go about that without totally taking my eye off the prize. So I've been trying to make 2 or 3 products a month. And I have certain times blocked out for these are my Bible class times. And then in November, I really want to hunker down, and I have a bunch of things to check off. And I'm going to try something new in November that I'm really excited about that I'll tell you about later. So I'm excited for that. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for being there for me with the highs and the lows and all of that. We've had a lot of lows lately, but in all the lows, I will say it really makes you so grateful. I know it's not Thanksgiving yet, but just so thankful and so grateful for all of those little things and the big things in life. So I'm not going to say too much more because even as I say that, I'm starting to tear up because I just cry all the time now because my dog died. And I'm still really sad about it. So we're gonna leave that there. I'm gonna drink my coffee. Actually, I'm gonna do another Q&A, even though I just posted a Q&A. So here we go.